that already. Well, let's bring in our casters for this first game of the day, and it is, of course, going to be B-Cop and Lacoste. Guys, can you please help us make sense of this Bloodseeker pick?
Usually I'm the guy that has at least something to say. It's not always the smart thing, but as you guys also said, I don't see too much synergy. They could have gone with any pick. They decided to go with the Bloodseeker. I'm kind of, you know, it's okay. It's a 2 out of 5.
Okay, well, the answer is no then. Guys, predictions from my panel, guys. What are we thinking about this game number 1, if I even need to ask?
Vici gaming.
Vici.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Vici.
Sounds about right.
I'm saying Vici. I love my boy Bloodseeker in the carry position, but this game just doesn't seem to work out for me. Can't make sense of it. We're going to throw it over to our casters to get into game number 1 of Vici Gaming versus MagMa Esports. Enjoy.
Thanks, Nomad. Yeah, getting into the first game here between Vici and MagMa. New week of DPC. Everything is exciting as we start over again from the first day. Ready to go. MagMa, they've been struggling a little bit. Vici have looked like one of the solid top teams so far. It's going to be interesting to see how this Bloodseeker works out. I know you were very excited for the
I just
Bristle.
don't. Oh man, Bristleback, you know, short BB. It actually is Big Boss, because that's what he's gonna be in this game. The only thing he needs to care about pretty much is Mars Spear, possibly a Rupture, but he's one of the better heroes to just stand his ground. There's a ton of magical damage. Eternal Shroud, like that item is excellent. I can't find the proper words to describe how good that item is on Bristleback.
I think the proper word is maybe it needs a nerf. It's so good.
Not necessarily, you know, it just fits him really well. Doesn't mean that it's OP, but definitely feels like one of the best items that they can get. Also, the thing about Bristleback is if lane is not going well, there's always Ancient Stacks, there's always Jungle. He's not the hero that loves to play from behind, but has tools to come back into the game.
Yeah.
One thing I'm not really a big fan of is mid Lina. I've seen this hero do so well in the laning stage, then you get on top of her, and she's just straight up dead. It's very hard to itemize Lina in this type of matchup where you're playing at the Bloodseeker. You have 2 heroes that just, you know, get on top of you. Mars plus an Earth Spirit, so kind of tough matchup. For the mid lane, Lina should have a slight edge against the last track. She just outranges pretty much anyone.
I think we've seen Lina at least one other time over mid, and it was exactly that. Had a decent laning phase, then got killed a couple of times, and the game kind of shut down.
It's always the story. Same story whenever I see Lina, pretty much.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how Vici react if there's rotations that come out. Obviously, Uri, one of the better mids in the region, one of the best mids in the region, so we'll see how he handles potential pressure coming in from MagMa. We've seen some...
Like, right now, this is the decision that a lot of carries throughout the Dota history struggle with.
Yeah, he was quite indecisive in that last series that we saw him in on those heroes, so I think he's done really well in terms of his farming. The question becomes, can he be a bit more decisive? Can he work with his team? Because they've had leads, and they can work with it if you know, he finds himself a bit more confident, I'd say. Why taking a lot of harassment. Stun comes in, Blood right down. That'll silence up the Bristleback. He's got 2 mangoes. So not a lot of mana on Old 11 at the moment, but doing an okay
I think he
job.
has a bottle coming to him. Yeah, that's a full bottle already, 2.5 minutes in. There's not enough pressure on this Bristleback. You might, you know, try to get him killed once or twice with the stun inside of Blood right. There it is. Fisher is available. PYW will not even bother using it.
Conserves the mana. We've seen this a lot in the Chinese region. The double bottles. And one for mid, one for your offlaner. I don't know if we've seen it so much off the top of my head in SEA or other regions, but it definitely seems like the norm here.
Yeah, it really is not popular, at least in Europe CIS. It's mostly just, you know, your mid laner gets it. Sometimes if you have like an Invoker on mid, you don't even have a bottle. But you want to get use of those bounty runes. You want to control those, move around the map a bit more. You don't necessarily need to move yourself, but you can give your bottle to your position 4, who is making the rotation, possibly refilling the bottle, and you kind of have a guaranteed refill if your position 4 moves, let's say, from the bottom lane to Rune 6 minutes in, your mid laner moves top, and yeah, you're really contesting it. Also, one thing we've seen once so far in the Chinese region is Brewmaster. I think it was Red Panda playing the Panda on that position 5. It's a bit greedy, but when you're paired up with the Troll, your laning stage is really, really good. And we can already see the difference why they decided to do it against the Mars. Like, Mars is the hero that wants to keep the pressure. He feels really good when he's staying ahead. When he's playing from behind, not that much. And the Troll is causing a lot of issues right now.
Fissure from PYW, that will keep the Invisor top, but MagMa over to pick it up and make sure that it stays out of Ori's hands. They brought 3 heroes over mid for MagMa to get that rune, and going back to the Mars, it's usually a hero that we see secure farm pretty easily. And it's struggling here up against this Troll Brew combo.
I think he was paired up with, again, Troll +1 still would struggle quite a lot. You know, Troll, for me, probably is the strongest agility laner right now.
And you see he's 27 and 6. Behind him, 23 and 4. Blood right down. Old 11 in trouble. First blood for Shylock. Old 11 just a bit too far out of position, sitting with not a lot of health. And you've got the stun, you've got the blood right. We've seen that combo thrown on him already a handful of times. And it's working out. Bounty runes, MagMa ready to swipe one. He does so, so it will be 3 for the side of MagMa. That means bottles are going without a fill, but at the same time, since Old 11 died, he comes back bottom, he fills the bottle,
top tower is
and
under attack.
he's good to go. TZY, though, taking a lot of pressure. He's also got a bottle.
Now, everyone just got a bottle, you know. 3 mana, 3 HP region. Lina just hit level 6. Still no points in Laguna Blade. I can understand that. Doesn't have too much mana to work with. Like
Roll in. Looking for Old 11. They've got the silence with the blood right. They're trying to chase down this bristleback. Body blocks from MagMa are perfect.
Oh, one more 12 spray.
Still don't have the damage to get the kill on Old 11. He'll pop that salve, turn around, DY coming through, Shylock low. He's forced to run, but the fissure hits onto MagMa, and Old 11 at least gets one with that quill spray. So turns this on MagMa. They play aggressive with 3 heroes bottom, just unable to get the kill onto this bristleback. And Shylock's in here a little bit low. He might want to be careful.
Shylock needs to be careful, needs to bring some extra kind of region to this lane, because Bristleback will put some pressure. No points in goo,
Double rotation.
Yeah, mid lane, a lot of heroes. This is something that we see quite often in Chinese region.
Going for the roll, Boulder Smash with the stun. Easy kill for MagMa onto Ori. He had that double damage, unable to utilize it though. Vici were over there. They had DY and PYW, just unable to save him. They didn't see those TPs come in.
PYW needs to be the one, you know, going for those saving plays, because position 5 Panda doesn't offer you with that much at the moment. Like, what is he gonna do? Use Cinder Brew? Wow. You know, can't really do that much. Needs levels. Like this hero, this is why I consider him greedy, because you are playing for that level 6, 10 minutes in, and if your position 4 is also not getting levels, someone will need to say, bro, you take the tome.
Yeah. You know, get a step towards level 6, take that Tome of Knowledge. But if both supports are struggling, then it's a sacrifice. In PYW, he's only level 3. You've got Brewmaster stacking over in the triangle. And now he's back over onto the Radiant side. Like, he's trying to figure out what he could do to best help his team. Rupture on Old 11. Kaz is here, Dust comes bottom, Old 11 on the run, slowed up, hit with that flood right, gets into the trees but runs his life out. Now DY rotates, it's going to be a second. Shylock gets one, Dust the other.
I don't know if Bristleback realized that he was ruptured, because my man, he was, you know, trying to break the record on 100 meters.
Yeah, got to the end of the dash and died. He just kept running. He was Forrest Gump. Laguna Blade used on Kaz. Kill there on the 5 position Ogre. It's one back for Ori, who is going into the boots of travel.
Greedy. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, you're playing into Bloodseeker, so there will be an easy setup to silence. Mars Arena. You have Earth Spirit also that can easily close the gap. Might backfire. It really might. MagMa, so far, from what I've seen, is that they can play the laning stage, like those early rotations until up to 15-minute mark are really good. I may lower it down until like 12-minute mark, because this is where the problem starts for them. Like, what do we do? And we can see Vici Gaming probably in this game also making a better decisions because they are the more experienced team.
Yeah, it's similar to what we said about LBZS, that their laning stage was good, and then come the mid-game, the decision-making makes it a lot harder.
Because individually, all these players who are playing are extremely good, but when it comes to the like team decisions, like what do we need to do right now, is what separates the best from the rest.
Yeah, so that's really what's been putting these top teams over the mark. LBZS and MagMa, they're still learning. This is a big land for them, and some of them, it's their first opportunity to go up on land against these top teams. I don't want to say that they're definitely not making it to the major, because I think that, you know, we're only in week 2, the beginning of it. But it's certainly a learning experience. Like those first 2 losses for LBZS, maybe they learn for those and they turn it around. And maybe MagMa are watching and they're learning and taking this experience and turning it into a positive.
Sure,
so,
this is how you get better, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to lose, learn from your mistakes so you don't make them again. And right now, Tier 1 tower gone. Let's see the rotations post 10-minute mark. This is what I'm most interested in. After the laning stage is done, pretty even game in terms of net worth. So Panda buys himself a dome. Earthshaker managed to get level 6, some solo XP on the bot lane for a bit. And
Spear comes in, hits the Brewmaster. They've got the roll to follow it up. Certainly the damage to get the kill. Old 11 shows up, but everybody's here for MagMa. This is an interesting decision from Old 11. He's surviving for now. This time he's not running while he's ruptured. The damage is done, but it's not enough to get any kills. They've taken out Old 11. They look over at Ori. They'll make it a third. Vici losing numbers, and we talked about how this could be really bad for the Lina. You die a couple times and your game kind of just shuts off.
Brewmaster is 6 after buying that dome. Perfect XP timing. Now they're in.
PYW setting up. Looks like he's looking for the Echo, but he gets silenced. So he's unable to get the Echo off. He was in between a couple of heroes. They look over at Dust. They've used the Primal Split, and they will find a second. Both Kaz and Dust will drop. So a little bit of a retort there from Vici, which was almost enough to pop off, because that silence, I think, stops that from going to a devastating point.
Do you ever dream about playing Dota, B-Cup? Because I just remembered, you know, why do I feel so tired? I was actually dreaming, now that I saw Brewmaster split, that I was playing Brewmaster, and like I got commended for being such a good at micro.
Oh, the Echo slams on top of this Earth Spirit as well as the Ogre. They had the Geomagnetic Grip as well as the Spear. They almost got the kill into the Troll. TZY.
He's ruptured once again. Old 11 can't catch a break.
He's been ruptured every single time, and Shylock will get the kill there. This is a lot more impressive from Shylock. You can see a lot more confidence from him this time.
Oh, for sure. Like, seems like this is the hero that he is comfortable playing when it's not a farming hero like a Terrorblade that you rely so much on your meta cooldown. With this hero, you're speedy enough to be like, yeah, I'll be joining those fights. You know, and you want to use the Rupture, you want to help the team with the Bloodright. It's pretty standard build on the Bloodseeker, Maelstrom into BKB, most likely a Gleipnir after that. But still feel Bloodseeker compared to the other carries just doesn't provide you with that much. And this particular matchup, what he's paired up with, Leshrac, so you get the tower damage from the Lesh, which is really, really nice. Otherwise, if there was like no Leshrac, no DK, let's say it's an Ember Spirit plus Bloodseeker combo, then you're kind of screwed because you can't finish the game. Like, you may be able to fight, you may be able to get the kills, but you can't end the game. With Leshrac, it's a different kind of story.
Yeah, the more levels he gets, he's got that level 4 in the Diabolic Edict, he can push those towers, things get easier for MagMa. It's not reliant on Shylock to be doing tower damage.
PYW, we've seen some Earthshakers getting a lot of you know, farm, like getting 13 to 15 minute blink daggers, because all that passive gold is there. He did not die a single time. Couple of bounty runes picked up. Doesn't have neither soul ring nor mana boots. Just going straight into blink dagger, which most of the time I think it's the correct play. So you can go back to mana items after you pick up the blink dagger. Already used one really big echo slam, and he will have another one with the blink dagger.
Yeah, so I wonder if he stays off the map, he'll go to smoke, because he's already holding one. Echo Slam on cooldown for another 20 seconds. I think that's the kind of thing I dream about if I'm dreaming Dota. It's the big Echo Slam. I dream about actually being able to carry my games. And then I wake up into reality and I'm like, I can't do anything. This is terrible. Echo Slam up. So now they'll have the opportunity. Spear hits onto Old 11 just to allow TZY to back up. It's a 1K lead for Vici so far. Bloodseeker leading the charge in the net worth. Old 11 must be getting frustrated every fight. He's the one who's getting ruptured. It's been a bully session so far. Echo Slam with the blink on the TZY. They've got the Fissure followed up as well as the LSA. That'll get them the kill onto the Mars. But now the rotations are coming through and they've glyphed up this tier 1 tower. So I'm not sure Vici are going to be able to get this. The roll comes in. Magnetize onto 3. They'll use the Primal Split. They look over at Dust. He cyclones this Earth Spirit in the air. It was the Leshrac that used himself up, but it doesn't keep him alive. Dust ends up dead to Erica, and they're continuing to look towards this Ogre. They get the stun from DY, but eventually he'll be back to form. Right clicks on the tier 1 tower, and even though they glyphed, even though they rotated, they don't save it. So a good fight from Vici.
Vici Gaming probably, you know, said a couple of things to Brewmaster, like, why did you use that thing on Leshrac in a team fight? And, you know, it was actually his Yule Scepter. Yeah. But, yeah, I feel like if you can just stun Leshrac and kill him, like, that's your target, because this is where the most damage is coming from. Or when he becomes too big, you use Cyclone from the Brewmaster just to throw him into the air and deal with the rest. So 3K gold lead, like this is 4K gold lead right now, because we talked about MagMa being good at the laning stage. It was a pretty even game, and now decision making is like, yeah, what do we do right now? Like that's the problem. I like the itemization on Bristleback this time. Doesn't finish the Eternal Shroud. Understands where the threat is coming from. I'll get that Lotus Orb. It's gonna help me quite a lot against the Bristleback, against those silences. I mean, you can just use it on yourself before the fight starts. It lasts for 6 seconds, and you're like, you're not gonna rupture me right now.
Yeah, maybe it'll stop him from getting ruptured every fight, as we've seen thus far. It's looked good from MagMa. Like, I don't want to take away from that, but I'm a little bit more surprised at the fact that Leshrac and Mars just have not kept up in farm.
I can understand why Mars. His lane wasn't the greatest. They played 2 melee heroes into Troll and Panda. Vici Gaming's lane trades really, really well, but Leshrac, yeah, a bit struggling right now. Also, getting a Boots of Travel, I don't think you get too much value out of this. You might try to, you know, keep up with the enemy cores, but feels like it's not gonna be enough. He decides to go for it. I'd still prefer if he gets like an item to actually fight with.
PYW was hiding in the trees with that ward on the high ground the entire time. Echo came off cooldown, and you could see he was just like hoping that they would line up for a perfect Echo for him to do something, because DY was also in the trees. I think they were looking to make a move, especially when you could have the Lina join in from quite a distance away. So he's still looking, he's still searching. He wants to go into Dust. There's the blink as well as the Echo. Lina already TPing in, may not even be needed. The Fissure hits on a Kaz as well as Dust. They get the kill on a 1, and now
that's
they
just
brought
an
the
extra
Lina
kill.
in. It's a +1, double kill there for Ori. So his Boots of Travel paying off as he's able to TP into this fight. Dust is dead, and so is Kaz. And onto the tier 2 tower bottom.
Vici Gaming in full control of this game right now. Every single time the split is up, DY has been involved in 10 out of 10 kills, which is pretty impressive for a Brewmaster 5. I believe we are going to see more of this hero being picked and played from position 5, because it gives you a team fight. It's still cooldown dependent, but yeah, feels good. I personally thought it's greedy, but it seems like it's working out once again in this meta. Like, it was super popular 2.5 years ago, and now we're back. He received a lot of buffs.
Yeah, I think it's just about the timing to get to 6, have that primal split available, then you can really be active with your team. And we did see him struggle, and we talked about if, you know, maybe PYW wasn't 6, that the tome would go his way. So it also relies on your 4 being able to find the experience to get to 6, so he doesn't have to swipe that tome away, and you can be active with that primal split early on. And that's what they've done on Vici. They were able to get to that, and now they lead by 6K. PYW is still doing this. He doesn't have Echo this time, but he's just been in these trees constantly and searching for another kill.
Also, this Thinker Ward that they placed is giving them a lot of info, what's happening in the lane. He might go for it. 1 TP is coming. 1 TP coming onto the lane. Oh, he did not get enough time to kill that creep. So Boots of Travel giving them another kill. Timing that the Vici Gaming is looking into is finishing the BKB on Lina. Troll already has one. Was actually forced to pop it on the mid lane and just TP out. Got ruptured. Lotus Orb done on a Bristlebag.
It was immediately used, and good fissure. That's going to keep Dust out of this. However, he's still able to land a stun onto Ori from such a distance.
Very greedy from Ori.
Yeah, Lotus Orb on Old 11. He's trying to run from Shylock, putting those quill sprays into the Bloodseeker. How long they're willing to chase is a question here on whether or not they can get this kill onto Old 11. They land the spear. It's taking a lot. The Bloodright is down. Old 11 now stunned up, silenced, and in the face of MagMa. Eventually, Dust does get the kill. They'll pop Primal Split. They'll Cyclone the Mars into the air. PYW on the run. They just don't have the numbers to go after this one. With BKB still down on Troll, he doesn't want to get involved.
Good fight from MagMa, or we can call it a mistake from Vici Gaming, where Lina is 100 gold away from BKB. 5 heroes missing on a map. She decides to farm underneath tier 2 tower. Troll already used the BKB because he was forced to TP out. So they definitely should not try to take that fight at all, you know, just play it safe. But it is what it is. So 3k gold difference just from that fight. They picked up, I believe, 4 bounties. Yeah, that's why there's so much gold difference. And now Mars also recovering slowly, but, you know, getting that Blink Dagger, working towards the BKB. BKB is going to help quite a lot.
And I've been much more impressed with this game for Shylock than others. And Blink BKB, pop by Ori. Now going for the LSA, that's going to land, as well as the Laguna Blade. Erica's in, stunned up immediately by Kaz, and the spear pushes him
damage.
back. Bloodright down, pushes Erica even further away as he's being ruptured, but there's the fissure. Shylock in trouble, might get the kill on Ori with the BKB getting popped. He takes Ori's life. He looks over at PYW, getting run
back
down
to almost
here,
full
and
HP.
2 heroes dead on the side of Vici with the roll in from Nyan. They're looking for more. Battle Trance is popped by Erica, but he just rolls away. And Nyan out of the face of this Troll. A good fight from MagMa. They do lose TZY as well as Kaz, but
that was such a great execution. Troll gets ruptured, speared back, loses half of his HP, and Bloodseeker holding on to that BKB for a very, very long time. For a moment, I thought he forgot about it, and yeah, gets 2 kills with the Thirst, almost healed himself to full HP. Now they're chasing bottom. They know Troll has no BKB nor ulti, and Mars Arena is in. Easy pickoff.
Yeah, they get the kill onto Erica, Blink, Arena Spear, TZY setting it up. He's going for a BKB of his own. He's also holding on to a regen rune. Immediately knowing that that BKB is still down, they move across the map perfectly. And this is probably the best we've seen MagMa play up to this point. Their decision-making looks so much better. And it looks like they're executing
down to that
really well.
Where Shylock is playing a more aggressive type of a carry who wants to join fights instead of just hitting the creeps.
So Troll back up in 18. There's the Shroud picked up for the Bristleback. Fissure, Shard, Echo on a 2. Almost taking out Dust. The Laguna Blade avoided. Whoa, Dust stays alive. He's trying to get out, but he's stunned up by DY. They finally finish off this Leshrac, but PYW on the back lines getting right-clicked by Shylock in too far. Fissure hits. PYW takes out the Bloodseeker. Now they'll look for the rest.
Man, new shard on Earthshaker feels so damn good. I hope we're gonna see that one again, where Fissure is used on Leshrac, and then he just uses Totem, stuns him while he's sitting on top of the Fissure. Leshrac did not expect that, and then blinks in with the full Echo Slam on 2 heroes plus a creep wave.
Let's take a look at this once again.
Yeah, the positioning from Earthshaker has been amazing. Look at him sitting on the high ground.
Yeah, and then the blink with the Echo, and they almost killed off Dust. Just barely survives. Slam back down, and then eventually he'll fall. TZY stays in maybe too long. Shylock in way too deep. PYW has that last second fissure to get the kill, take away a 7-time spree, and then TZY just getting chased by Old 11, who is not too scared anymore.
While we were watching that 3-play, Vici Gaming decided to go inside the Roche pit, take it, and they give Aegis to Lina. Very interesting.
Yeah, they're trying to keep the Lina alive. He's going for Silver Edge. So we'll see what that break provides for the team. And then taking a look at Shylock, he wants Shard. So he's gone Mjolnir, BKB, going for the Shard, the upgrade to Blood Rage. You think it's worth it?
Sure, I'm just thinking about Lina Silver Edge. You are playing into Bloodseeker, so you can't hide underneath the Shadow Blade if you're low enough. Break mechanic, you can break Thirst, you can break Bulwark. That's it. You know, I don't think you get too much value out of that one. Also, who do you want to assassinate? Probably Leshrac, maybe a Bloodseeker before he can get anything off. To go back to the Shard from Bloodseeker, yeah, it deals 2% of your max health as a pure damage and heals, but it doesn't work on other heroes, so it just works on the Bloodseeker himself. He's, you know, very, very greedy, very selfish.
Ori spots Mian Mian, LSA out from the Shadow Blade. There's the Laguna with the Fissure follow-up from PYW. Get that first pick off with the Shadow Blade, paying up already. It was a good kill to get Mian Mian in an interesting position that far in to the dire jungle without any help. But ends up paying for it. 8K lead for Vici. Still though, even though they're 8K behind, it definitely feels like the game MagMa is certainly still in. We've seen some 8K leads where it feels like the other team is completely out of it.
Some 40K gold leads where it doesn't matter when there's 5 Divine Rapiers in the game.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden, a Coddle's holding a Divine Rapier. The Wind Waker gets built. Things get out of control. Ooh. Arena missing the Spear, Lotus Sword, but they've silenced up this Bristleback. They've got the Fissure as well as the Totem, keeping TZY stunned. Forced to pop that BKB. Cyclone up into the air is Mian Mian, now slammed back down. Bloodright coming through. Erica's silent, so is the Bristleback. They get the kill on the Mian Mian. They've got one. He doesn't have buyback. They're going up onto the high ground. The stun's on Old 11, but he's so tanky at this point, he really doesn't quite care about what's thrown at him. Continuing to put the Lotus Orb on himself. Finally, the Spear comes in as well as the God's Rebuke, but the Fissure thrown forward from PYW. They've ruptured up Old 11.
Oh man, does damage from the Shard. Actually
doing
rips apart Bloodseeker, and it allows rips apart Bristleback, and it allows Bloodseeker to be able to, you know, heal himself while he's hitting him, so he doesn't feel that damage from the Quill Sprays. So, you know, could be a decent pickup. He still doesn't have it, but yeah, just needs a 50 gold.
And he'll pick it up. Bristle maybe getting a little bit too overconfident, standing right under the tier 3 tower and in between the set of racks. But MagMa do an okay job of trying to defend. They're still down 10K, but it's certainly possible. If you kill Old 11, get to the backlines, take out Ori especially.
What is going on with Ori, man? Armlet as his 5th item on Lina?
After picking up that Silver Edge? I don't know if Ori has a bet that he says he could build anything and still win.
I don't think I've ever seen that, that's for sure, but
We'll see
hope
if
he goes
finishes
for it. I mean, Dota is a beautiful game, and we always find a way to throw. So let's see if that can happen. Okay,
switches to Dataless.
To Dataless. That makes a lot more sense.
He can hear us. Just talking about the potential armlet build. Blink Arena, and now the Lotus Orb again, but they've got the stun. The roll comes in. There's the Fissure as well as the Totem that's going to keep Kaz locked up. Man in on the Old 11. The Magnetize was dropped down, but the roll attempted. Old 11 steps in front of him. They get the kill on both supports. They buy back on the Ogre. TZY on the high ground, TPing away. And another 2 for Vici. 20-14, 12k lead, pressuring on the Radiant side once again. And the Aegis has been reclaimed.
One buyback, expended. There's no tier 3 tower. 11, you know, he feels like he's unkillable, but that has been proven wrong so many times throughout this game. Seems like this should be an easy barracks, no Earth Spirit.
TZY trying again. Pops the BKB, doesn't land a spear on Old 11, pushing him back to the team. So now that BKB is down, it's a lot more risky for him to jump in and try to get a spear onto this Bristle. Ignite bounce back with the Lotus Orb. Bloodlust put onto the Bloodseeker, but its melee rack's gone for free. And nothing from MagMa to really try and defend this mid lane just yet. They've smoked up, but that ward was there, so it spotted them. Going for that smoke.
They're killing the shrines, just kidding, that doesn't exist in Dota anymore. Just checking if chat is paying attention to what's happening in the game.
High ground shrines were the best part of holding. Popping them by accident.
Oh yeah. We had 5, I believe, at one point just in the base. Not sure. That guy's probably fired now, because like, how did you come up with this? Like, you ruined so many games.
Was there ever a game where you ran around popping all 5 like you were in the show Legends of the Hidden Temple? Just pop, 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 and your team would get really mad
On purpose?
Yeah.
Just to ruin the game?
It's griefing.
I always find a different way, more unique ones.
I always backed up and accidentally activated them. Big problem. Heart being built by Bristleback. Going to the top lane once again. Old 11. He's died 6 times. He's felt a lot stronger towards the second part of this game, which is to be expected.
He's doing his job. Going in, tanking in damage, prolonging the team fights.
Yeah.
Possibly forcing enemy cores to use the BKBs while they're hitting him. So that's exactly what he needs to do. Meanwhile, deal some damage, gets Cloak of Flames. That item is really, really good. I just love that item. Like, compared to the other tier 3 item, what's it called? The one that lowers the status resistance of the enemies.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I just feel like Cloak of Flames is like a much better item than that one, for sure. Especially on the heroes who stay such a long time in a team fight without dying, that Bristleback is. All right, Spear.
Now looking for it. They've got the Rupture out, and now they're going to focus their attention on the Kaz. The arena is down, and it's around PYW, who's been silenced up. Shylock moving forward. He's got the BKB. He gets the kill on a PYW. Kaz and Dust are already gone. Oh, from Yan TP attempt, but the BKB no longer on this Bloodseeker, so he's uled up into the air, and the damage coming in from Ori. Wow, just blowing up Shylock once he doesn't have that BKB, and these 3 heroes don't have buyback.
Because all that has happened because Lina does not have Armlet. Instead, she has a Crystallis, and that's a ton of damage. A lot of right-click. Look at her talents. 30 damage. Level 20 is pretty insane when you combine it with already just the damage coming out from the talent. And I believe this might be it, B-Cop. I don't think MagMa has any more power to put back some fights. Roshan respawns, and that's Cheese and Aegis. So if Vici Gaming wants to play safe, just go back and take that one after securing these easy set of Raxes for them.
Yeah, the question is, do they need to go back? You still got 20 seconds without the Bloodseeker. By the way, it was, I looked it up, Ceremonial Robe.
Ceremonial Robe, exactly.
I cheated. took a look at the list.
It's fine, you know. It's called research.
I did some research. Yeah, ceremonial robes, cloak of flames, a lot of cloaks. I feel like ceremonial robes and cloaks are like the same thing. You just throw them over your shoulders.
Sure. I mean, can't argue with that.
So TZY sending up towards top. Roche available. Again, you said they could play safe, back up, get the Aegis. That's exactly what they're doing. TZY going for Desolator. You've got the Mjolnir being built by the Troll. Needs that Hyperstone.
Immortality.
So we'll see if they can defend down 25,000. It's certainly a tough one.
That's all they have. One fight. They lose the fight. Game is over.
Bristleback has the shard.
The hairball.
Rupture. Coming in, old 11, low sword, fissure landed, and Blink Echo taking out TZY. Down goes Mian looking over at Shylock. It's a triple kill for Erica. He'll run in even deeper, trying to get the kill on a Dust.
I don't know
Make
if
it
you
an Ultra.
noticed, but
No.
GG is called V-Cup.
Saw it already. You know, he wanted the rampage. Go for
He
those
really did.
post GG calls.
So yeah, MagMa once again showing that, you know, they can play the laning stage well. Some decision making after that was better than what they've shown before, but still not good enough to take on a giant that the Vici Gaming is.
Yeah, it's tough to really execute against the team as good as Vici. Things looked good for MagMa. A takeaway from that game is I think they were a little bit more confident, that's for sure. They were holding back a lot in the last two series that they played. So
Yeah, for sure. I feel like they improved, but still not enough. Need to see, you know, the game 2, if they can make any changes, you know, to improve the things that are really not working out.
Yeah, so we'll see what they could do for game 2. We'll hear what the analysts have to say. Back over to the panel. Let's hear what you got.
Thank you very much, B-Cup and Lacoste.